بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, أهلا وسهلا. جزاك الله خيرا. Welcome everybody. Inshallah, this is going to be a new series. This series will be uh, giving the explanation, going through الكتاب المدينة اللغة العربية, going through اللغة العربية ناطقين بها, for the non-native speaker. This is the, inshallah, we'll be going to the book and explaining uh, explaining the book, explaining the lesson, explaining what you should be taking from each chapter, uh, and how to understand the application, how to understand the nahwiya, how to understand the grammar, inshallah. First, I'd like to mention, usually before a course begins on the Medina series, there is some explanation to a few things. So the first thing that we want to explain is that uh, the Medina series, at least the first book, is a main focus of Nahwiya, is the focus of the grammar, Insha'Allah. And the the way that it's described, the science of Nahwu has been defined as ilmu Nahwiya, هو علم بالقواعد التي يعرف بما أواخر الكلمات العربية في حال تركيبها من إعراب وبناء وما يتبع ذلك. Okay, so this is the science pertaining to the principles uh, by which one can know the reasons behind the changing of the ending vowels of the Arabic words. Um, so this is basically the science of Nahwu, ilmu Nahwiya, right? Is basically the understanding of um, why the endings of words change, the i'rab. Okay, what causes the change and why. So inshallah, when we start to understand this, we begin to grasp a deeper understanding of Kalam Allah, uh, Sunnatul Rasulullah, right? The Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu and other Kutubul Ilm, other books of knowledge. To truly understand the language, you must have a firm grasp on the Nahwiya. Okay, this is just one of the several aspects of acquiring the language, and one of them is Ilm Nahwiya, right? The science of Nahwu, or the science of grammar. Okay, so again, to make that easy to understand, Nahwu grammar is basically understanding why the endings of words change and causes the change. And inshallah, we'll be explaining this as we get through it. And this also will help you, this helps you to understand how to read the the text, read the text without vowels, because when you know the words and when you understand certain constructions, then you can predict the changes of the word, and then that way you know how the endings of words will be pronounced, even if there are no harakat, if there's no tashkil, if there's no way for you to recognize how to read the word. If you understand the words and the construction of the sentence, as you begin to understand, you will begin to understand how to read by gaining vocabulary and understanding grammatical structures. Inshallah, you will begin to understand how to read the Arabic بغير الحركات, okay, without the harakat, okay, without the vowels, inshallah. Okay, so and so the simple explanation of understanding why the words change, why the endings of words change, right? So you may have a word and sometimes it ends in fatha, sometimes it ends in kasra, sometimes it ends in dhamma, or fathatan, it ends in fathatan, or kasratan, or dhammatan. Okay, so ilmu nahwu, the science of nahwu, is just understanding uh, understanding what causes those changes. Okay, That's all it is. That's all the science of grammar, the ilm nahwu is. Okay, and so the next thing that we want to give an explanation on is that we need to understand the parts of speech uh, um, of the language of Arabic, inshallah. Okay, so we uh, we want to know what the parts of speech are and know how to identify them, inshallah. So um, in the beginning of the poem of Al-Ajrumiyya, the Al-Ajrumiyya is a poem that contains in it all of the rules of grammar. Okay, and so it starts إن الكلام عندنا فلتستمع لفظ مركب مفيد قد وضع. Okay, so uh, certainly, truly, definitely, speech إن الكلام عندنا فلتستمع. So listen up is lafdun, right? So it is what comes off of the tongue. Lafdun murakkabun. Murakkabun is from the word rakiba. It means to ride. Okay, so in this case it means two or more words. Two or more words. Okay, so that means uh, murakibun mufid. Mufid means beneficial. Okay, so if we say two words, okay, and I stop, I don't say anything else after that, and you understand what I said and you benefited from what I said, this is mufid. This is complete. This is kalam. This is speech. Okay, it's understood. You understood something. Now I could say two words, and you could be waiting for more. You could be you're not sure, or you didn't get anything from what I said. I could say two words, and you haven't benefited from what I said or understood what I said, or you're waiting for me to say something more. This is not speech. This is not kalam. It's not beneficial. Laysa mufid. Okay, so uh, it's two or more words. That's mufid. That's beneficial. That you benefited from, or you understood what was being said. Okay. Uh, قد وضع أقسامه التي عليها يبنى اسم وفعل ثم حرف معنى. So the language of the لغة العربية, the language of Arabic is built on, it's constructed on three parts of speech. Okay, the first one being uh, uh, okay, كلمة points to yes, yes. So an ism is um, هو كلمات دلت على معنى في نفسها ولم تقترن بزمن. Okay, an ism is a word in and of itself. Okay, it's a word that's understand by itself, and there's no connection to time. Uh, it's understood in and of itself or by itself, meaning if I say book, okay, you don't need more explanation to understand what a book is. Okay, if I say a chair, I don't need to give you more explanation to describe to you what a chair is. Okay, if I say a car or a house or anything like this, I don't need to give you more information about this ism for you to understand what it is. Inshallah, to say the name of the object or the person is enough. Okay, so this is what they mean by it has a meaning in and of itself, and there's no connection to time, so it's not connected to past, present, and future. Okay, so some examples are Zaid, Khadija, Al-Kitab, Himar, Ma, Qalamun. Okay, so this is the first part of speech is an ism. Okay, uh, and sometimes they define an ism as a noun, which is incorrect. Okay, because a noun is not necessarily um, okay. Um, a noun has in English, right? There's like 8 parts of speech or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. There's it's not. I'm not an expert on English, so I'm not worried about the English. But um, in Arabic it's only three. Okay, so they sometimes define an ism as a noun, but in English, a noun is just a person, place, or thing. In Arabic, this also includes the describing word, right? What in English we call, I think, an adjective, right? Something, a word that describes. In Arabic, this is included in the category of ism. Okay, so this is something to take note of, inshallah. Okay, our second category of words is a fi'lun. A fi'lun. Fi'lun is a كلمات دلت على معنى في نفسها واقترنت بأحد أز أزمنة بالأحد أزمنة الثلاثة: الماضي، الحال، والاستقبال. Okay, so again, fi'lun is a word that has a meaning in and of itself. It can be defined by its own meaning, except a fi'lun is connected to three periods of time. Al-Madi, the past tense, Wal-Halu, the present tense, Wal-Istiqbal, right, the future tense. Okay, so this is the verb. All verbs in Arabic will be connected to one of three time periods, right? Something that has already happened, something that is happening, or something that's going to happen, or a command that someone is asking you to do. Okay, there, the first example would be past tense, right? Kataba, right? So when you see a three-letter word and all three vowels are fataha, this is masculine past tense, right? So kataba, he wrote. Qara'a, he read. Dhahaba, he went, right? Al-fi'l al-madi, right? Past tense verb, right? The present tense is what we call fi'l mudari. Fi'l mudari does not exactly mean present tense. Mudari means like changing, right? Because uh, uh, the haraka can change on this. It's not uh, in a set construction like the fi'lu madi. Al mudari is different. Okay, so the present tense, the verbs would be yaktubu, right? He is writing. Okay, yakra'u, he is reading. Yadhabu, he is going. Okay, so now there's a letter prefixed to the beginning of a word, letting us know that that this is number one a present tense word, and in this case, it's speaking about the the masculine person who was absent. Okay, وفعل amr, the future tense. Um, so fi'l amr does not mean future tense. Fi'l amr means like it means the command, and amr is the command, right? Amir al-Mu'mineen, right? The commander or the leader of the believers, right? So amr means to give a command, right? So fi'l amr is a command, but this is understood as the future tense, okay? And so if I tell you to do something, it hasn't happened yet. You're going to do it. Okay? So it's not happening right now. I'm giving you a command or I'm telling you to do something. It's going to happen. It may happen right away. It may happen in some time, but it hasn't happened yet, and it's not happening right now. Okay? So the fi'l al-amr would now be uktub, write. I'm telling you to write. Ikra, read. Idhab, go. Okay? And the last category is a harf, right? كلمة دلت على معنى في غيرها. Okay, so it is a word whose meaning can only be defined when it is accompanied by one of the other two parts of speech. Okay, the harf alone has no meaning. It has no meaning by itself, and you are familiar with many a harf in the Quran, in speech and common phrases, right? So some harf would be اسم فعلية وحل. حل is a harf, right? حل is a حل is a like a questioning particle. Okay, some other huruf that come such as min is another particle of questioning, um, or even it can be used as questioning, and it could be used meaning someone or something is from such and such. Okay. Also, we have len and lem, right? These are past tense uh, uh, forms of negating something, or saying that something has not happened or will never happen. Okay, you will inshallah learn these different meanings in the future. Bi'idhnillah. Okay, we will cover these. We're just trying to mention the three different parts of speech, which are ismun, fi'lun, wa harf. Okay, and inshallah, as we go, we will have more explanation into these and how to identify them, um, how we will identify these, and how we will benefit from knowing what they are in the future, inshallah. So without any further ado, let's begin our lesson at Dars al-Awwal in the Medina Arabic series. Okay, so here the author Abdurrahim, he begins the lesson with okay, so this is number one, ad-dars, the lesson al-awwal, the first lesson. Okay, so he begins with this word here, hada, hada. Okay, now something that is pointed out and is mentioned. Okay, so usually we see this word without this tiny little, what they call the alif saghira, with the dagger alif. Okay, many times in many texts you will see this without that dagger alif, but it is understood that this word is pronounced with this dagger alif, meaning that this ha is fath hamed. So it's not hada, it's hada. Okay, so it's not quick. It's not hada, it's hada. Okay, so here and again you can uh, they give a good example or a good picture, inshallah, to help you understand the word. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about this word hada. Hada. Hada, okay, its definition: هذا is اسم الإشارة للمفرد والمذكر والقريب العقلي وغير عقل. Okay, so the ismun, okay, this again, this is from the three parts of speech. So we know ism, right, is a person, place, thing, or a describing word. Okay, hada, this is ismul ishara. Ismul ishara, it is the noun or the ism of pointing. Okay, and it's mufrad, meaning that it is singular. It's mudhakkir, meaning it's masculine, and it is qarib, which means it's close. Okay, it is close. Okay, al aqli, right, for someone who has intellect, right, or uh, and وغير عقلي, right, and for the thing without intellect. Okay, so we can use هذا for an inanimate object and for a person, inshallah. Okay, so this is the understanding of this word هذا. هذا, okay, اسم الإشارة للمفرد singular, ومذكر with masculine, وقريب it's close, العقلي for the one with intellect, وغير عقل for the thing without intellect, meaning an inanimate object, like we see this whole page. These are all inanimate objects. Okay, so هذا بيت. بيت. Okay, this will be very, very helpful, guys, if you are already reading the Arabic. Okay, if you do not, okay, you can still follow along. You can still repeat what's being said, and inshallah, you can still benefit from this. But it will be more beneficial for you if you are able to read the Arabic, okay, and follow along. If you have the book, I always recommend having the book. I'm using the PDF for the purposes of this online lesson. But inshallah, get yourself the book. Do yourself a favor. Get the book. Get a book. The book is always going to be more helpful. Okay, if your internet goes out, your device stops working, your laptop stops working, or runs out of battery, you always have the book. Okay, the book, the battery doesn't die on a book. Okay, inshallah, as long as you take care of the book, you don't get them wet or get them, ruined or anything like that, a book is beneficial, inshallah. Okay, have a baytun. Baytun, obviously, we see is a house. Have a baytun. Okay, now it's important that we uh, pronounce the tanween at the end of all these words. Baytun, baytun. Okay, baytun, a house, a house. Or here, this complete meaning would be, this is a house. This is a house. Okay, so in Arabic, there's no word for is. Okay, there's no word for is. Okay, it's assumed or it's implied when we translate it into English. This is how we uh, uh, understand it better in English. Okay, and so this is how we understand it, and we're going to pronounce this hada baytun. Okay, this looks like a masjid. Okay, it's got the minaret. Okay, it's got the dome. Hada masjidun. Hada masjidun. Okay, this is a door. Hada babun. Hada babun. Hada kitabun. Kitabun. Again, so if I say a house, I don't need to give you more words for you to know what a house is. If I tell you a masjid or a mosque, I don't need to explain to you what this is. You know, it's a place of worship. Okay, a door, I don't need to give you more information. Okay, so this is the meaning. It has a meaning in and of itself. Okay, a book, a pen, a key, right? Hada kitabun. Hada kitabun. This is a book. Hada qalamun. Hada qalamun. This is a pen. هذا مفتاح. This is a key. Okay. هذا مكتب. This is a desk. هذا سرير. This is a bed. هذا كرسي. This is a chair. Okay. This is a chair. Okay. So inshallah that was easy to understand. Okay. Um, and let's move on to the next section, the next portion of Dars al-Awwal, okay, the first lesson. So now, okay, we have a second uh, um noun that is introduced. This is Ismul Istifham li ghayri aql. Okay, Ism Istifham li ghayri aql. Okay, so this ma, in this case, ma has several different meanings. Okay, we will get into them as we get through the book. But here in this case, ma means what? Ma means what? Ma hada. What is this? Again, there's no is in Arabic. We insert is to understand it easier in English. Ma hada. What is this? What is this? Okay. So ma is the noun of pointing, or the ism of, I'm sorry, istifham of understanding, لغير عقل, right? For the thing, for the inanimate object, something without intellect, okay? Um, so here we will say, ما هذا, ما هذا, what is this? هذا بيت, this is a house, okay? Now here they introduce something else, okay? Here they introduce something else. If you notice here, we have this word hada. We have the word hada. Okay, we've learned hada already. This means this, this. Okay, this. So now they have a hamza at the beginning of the word hada. Okay, and so what we're learning here in this lesson is we're learning a couple of different particles for questioning. Okay, particles for questioning. The ma is called the ismul istifham li ghayri aql. Okay, here this is called hamzatul istifham. Okay, so again, when we see the hamza on top of an alif, it's not alif. This is alif here. Okay, here at the end of hada, this is alif. Okay, alif doesn't have hamza and is always sukun. Okay, here when we see hamza or when we see any other form of another letter, okay, we'll see sometimes the alif maksura with alif, sometimes we'll see the waw with a, sorry, not alif, with hamza, we'll see a wow with Hamza. Anytime we see Hamza, the letter is Hamza. Okay, so in this case, when we have a Hamza on top of the Alif, this is Hamza. This is Hamzatul Istifham. Okay, so Istifham is from Fahima. It's from understanding. So Istifham, this is a particle for questioning. It's for seeking or asking questions. Okay. Now in this case, when we see the Hamzatul Istifham, okay, before we answer any question, okay, before we answer any question uh, that this meaning is attached to, we must affirm or negate the question. So here it's asking, أهذا بيت? Is this a house? Is this a house? We're going to say نعم. Yes. Okay, just like they said here. نعم. هذا بيت. هذا بيت. Here, alhamdulillah, they show you how to answer this question. هذا بيت. Is this a house? نعم. هذا بيت. Yes, this is a house. Okay. ما هذا? What is this? هذا قميص. هذا قميص. So also make sure that you're taking note of all of the vocabulary words of this chapter, and as we go, make sure that you memorize all of these words. Okay, because as we progress and move forward throughout the book, when these words repeat, they will remove the haraka. So you must remember what these words are and how to pronounce them. Okay, هذا قميص. هذا قميص. ما هذا؟ هذا قميص. Here they give us Hamzatul Istifham again. Okay, أهذا سرير. أهذا سرير. Remember what sarirun was? A bed. Okay, is this a bed? Is this a bed? لا. No. Okay, so now we learn نعم. Yes. لا. No. لا. No. Okay. لا. هذا كرسي. كرسي. No, this is a chair. هذا سرير. Is this a bed? No, this is a chair. لا. هذا كرسي. أهذا مفتاح? Is this a key? لا. هذا قلم. No, this is a pen. This is a pen. Okay. So remember, when we have this interrogative questioning particle, Hamzatul Istifham, always either first affirm or negate. Affirm or negate. لا هذا قلم. هذا ما هذا ما هذا هذا نجم. Okay, so they give you a new word in this second page here. Okay, that they didn't have in the first one. Okay, actually they give you two. They gave you kamis and they gave you najmun, a star. Najmun, a star. Okay. Um, so now we have some exercises. Okay, this is going to be helpful and beneficial for you if you do the due diligence and write this out. Okay, this will help you, especially if you're new, if you're beginning. The more that you write, the more you will ingrain this in your memory. Okay. Tamreen. Tamreen al-awwal. Okay. The first exercise. Okay. So practice your writing. Practice speaking and practice writing. Ma hadha. Okay. Ma hadha. It's asking me, what is this? Ma hadha. Hadha miftahun. Okay. This is the key. Ma hadha. Ma hadha. What's this? Hadha kitabun. Ma hadha. ما هذا هذا قلم. This is a pen. ما هذا ما هذا. What is this? هذا باب. This is a door. Okay. ما هذا هذا بيت. This is a house. ما هذا هذا كرسي. هذا كرسي. This is a chair. Okay. Let me see. So here we have Tamreen Thani, right? The second exercise. Second exercise, guys. Tamreen Thani. Okay. Ahava masjidun. So now they want you to answer this on your own without giving you any help. Okay. أهذا بيت. أهذا بيت. I think I said أهذا مسجد first. أهذا بيت. Is this a house? لا. Remember, affirm or negate first. لا. هذا مسجد. No, this is a masjid. Okay. أهذا مفتاح. مفتاح. Is this a key? No, it doesn't look like a key. لا. هذا قلم. هذا قلم. No, this is a pen. أهذا قميص. أهذا قميص. What is this? Is this a shirt? نعم. نعم. Yes. نعم. هذا قميص. هذا قميص. Okay. Yes, this is a shirt. أهذا نجم. Is this a star? أهذا نجم. Yes, this is a star. نعم. هذا نجم. نعم. هذا نجم. Okay, it goes pretty quick. This first chapter, the lesson is inshallah very a little bulky. Okay, there's a lot of some vocabulary here. There's a lot going on, but it's very easy. Inshallah, it's very easy. Okay, um, so here again, as I mentioned to you, uh, do your best. They're not telling you here; these are just exercises for you. But when we get here to Tamreen al-Thalith, the third exercise, they do now want you to ikra, again, the fi'lun amr. Okay, ikra, read, waktub. Okay, read and write. Read and write. Okay, and as I mentioned, as these words repeat, they have now removed the harakat. Okay, so they want you to memorize what these words are, and this is going to help you when you start getting into reading books without harakat. Okay. So if you need a little bit of help, scroll back up or go back to the page, to the first pages with these vocabularies. There is nothing new here. These are all the words they've given you. هذا مكتب. Okay, this is a desk. هذا مسجد. This is a masjid. هذا قلم. This is a pen. هذا سرير. This is a bed. ما هذا? What is this? هذا كرسي. This is a chair. أهذا بيت? Is this a house? لا. هذا مسجد. No, this is a masjid. ما هذا? هذا مفتاح. هذا مفتاح. Okay, so this is your first actual reading and writing exercise. Remember, please do yourself a favor. Please do yourself a favor. Read and write. Write this out. Write it out. Okay. Okay. Here is the next piece of information here that they give you. Okay. So now we have another form of questioning. Okay. Another form of questioning. Okay. And here we have men. من هذا? من هذا? Again, now this is another اسم استفهام للعقل. للعقل. Okay, for the one with عقل. Okay, so for someone with intellect or intelligence. Okay, intellect, I believe, is the more appropriate. Okay, من هذا? Who is this? Okay, so now this is very important to understand the difference between ما هذا and من هذا. Okay, okay, this ما هذا can only be used for inanimate objects, as I mentioned. When I described this particle to you, اسم استفهام لغير آكل. Okay, that means for an inanimate object, for something without intellect. Okay, so you can't say ما هذا and you're talking about a person. You cannot do this. Okay, it will not be correct. Okay, likewise, we cannot say من هذا, talking about an object without intellect, talking about an inanimate object. Okay, we cannot switch these. Okay, ma is only used for al-ashya, for things لغير العقل, right, without intellect, and men can only be used for intellect, for someone with intellect. Okay. Um, so again, this is ism istifham lil aqli. Okay, the interrogative particle for asking questions about that which does have intellect. Okay, um, and so here now we also have a couple of new words. Okay, so we only have objects before, so now we need some words to be able to use our new particles for questioning. So men hada, men hada, who was this? Men hada. Okay, maybe a little bit hard to tell, but it looks like he has a stethoscope on his neck. So if that gives you a hint, هذا طبيب. هذا طبيب. This is a doctor. Now again, we mentioned هذا, okay, is اسم الإشارة للعقل وغير عقل. Okay, so هذا can be used for both the inanimate object, the miftah, right, the thing, and then the person. Okay, but we cannot use men for the inanimate object, and we cannot use ma for the one with intellect. Okay, but hada can be used for both. Okay, man hada, man hada. This looks like a boy. It looks like he has a candy or some kind, right? Hada waladun. Okay, so waladun, a boy. Hada waladun. Tabibun, a doctor. Okay, man hada, man hada. Here he has like a bag or a briefcase. So hopefully it's understood, or maybe this helps you. هذا طالب. طالب is a student. هذا طالب. This is a student. هذا ولد. Now they've given you. We can see also in همزة الاستفهام can be used also للعقل وبغير عقل, for the one with intellect and for the thing without intellect. So هذا ولد. Is this a boy? This is our boy up here. This does not look like a boy. No. لا هذا رجل. No, this is a man. No, this is a man. Okay. So let's move on. Now we just have uh, some more exercises. Now again, uh, we are not sure about the creation of Allah. It's very, very likely that animals communicate amongst each other, but because we cannot communicate with animals, they are not considered to have intellect. Okay, so when we talk about um, things and inanimate objects, this would include animals. Okay, so we cannot say men hada asking about an animal. Okay, we would continue to use ma hada. Okay, ma hada. Hada masjidun. What is this? This is a masjid. Man hada. Hada tajirun. Okay, who is this? Hada tajirun. This is a merchant. There's no picture of a merchant. Okay, هذا كلب. This is a dog. هذا كلب. أهذا كلب? Is this a dog? لا. هذا كت. No, this is a cat. كت. Okay. هذا حمار. هذا حمار. أهذا حمار? Okay. This is our himar. This is our donkey here. No. أهذا حمار? لا. هذا حصان. No, this is a horse. No, this is a horse. ما هذا؟ ما هذا؟ هذا جمل. هذا جمل. This is a camel. Beautiful animal. Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah. Okay. So make sure they've given us some people, right? A tabib, a walid, a rajul, a talib, right? A man, a boy, a doctor, and a student. Okay. They've given us some animals. Try to remember these words. Okay. Review them, say them, repeat them until look at the pictures, repeat them. Make sure you understand and know the meanings of these words. Okay. And here we go. Continuing. هذا. ما هذا. ما هذا. What is this? This is not a chicken. هذا ديك. هذا ديك. This is a rooster. This is a rooster. Okay. Uh, من هذا؟ من هذا؟ هذا مدرس. هذا مدرس. This is a teacher. Okay. This is not a very good picture, right? But هذا قميص. Is this a shirt? لا هذا منديل. No, this is a handkerchief. Okay, handkerchief. منديل is handkerchief. Okay. Um, التمرين. Okay, التمرين again now. This is the second, I believe, the second reading and writing exercise. اقرأ واكتب, read and write. Okay, so we want to read this and we want to write it out. I have this written out in my notebook. I'll have to find a way, inshallah, to make a PDF of my work and post it here so that you can see it, so that you know that I've done it as well. Okay, but do yourself a favor. Do not skip this exercise. Do not skip. Okay, ما هذا؟ هذا قلم. Okay, what is this? This is a pen. هذا كلب. This is a dog. من هذا؟ هذا طبيب. This is a doctor. هذا جمل. هذا جمل. This is a camel. أهذا كلب? Is this a dog? لا هذا كت. No, this is a cat. أهذا ديك? Is this a rooster? نعم. Okay. نعم. أهذا حصان? Is this a horse? لا هذا حمار. No, this is a donkey. هذا منديل. This is a handkerchief. أهذا ولد؟ أهذا ولد؟ نعم. Okay, so as I mentioned before, in some cases they do not put the little dagger alif. But remember, it's understood that هذا is pronounced هذا and not هذا. هذا. Okay. من هذا؟ هذا رجل. Okay. Who was this? This is a man. This is a man. Okay. And that brings us to the end of lesson 1. Please review this as much as possible, or as much as you need to understand the lesson. Okay, to understand the concept of what's happening. Okay, we'll mention it again. هذا is اسم الإشارة للمفرد, it's singular. ومذكر, okay, it's masculine. وقريب, it's close. قريب العقل, close with intellect. وغير عقل, and without intellect. Okay, so العقل, I'll give you some examples. هذا رجل. هذا ولد. هذا شيخ. Okay, غير عقل. هذا كتاب. هذا كتاب. هذا باب. هذا قلم. Okay, without intellect. Okay, ما هذا. Okay, ما هذا is اسم استفهام لغير آكل. لغير آكل. Okay, اسم استفهام لغير آكل. Okay, only for the thing without intellect. Okay, so اسم استفهام لغير آكل. Okay, here they've given you a couple of examples. ما هذا؟ هذا كتاب. Okay, so the check mark means this is good. It's sahih. It's correct. Okay, ما هذا؟ هذا كتاب. ما هذا؟ هذا باب. ما هذا؟ هذا قلم. Okay, and they give you a couple of incorrect examples. ما هذا؟ هذا رجل. We cannot say ما هذا for someone with intellect. ما هذا؟ هذا ولد. Okay, these two examples are incorrect. Okay, هذا سرير. همزة الاستفهام حرف جوابه بنعم أو بلا. Okay, so this is the harf, right, or the letter. Harf is a letter of istifham, of understanding. وَالْجَوَابُهُ, and we answer it بنعم أو بلا, with yes or with no. أهذا سرير؟ نعم هذا سرير. أهذا رجل؟ نعم هذا رجل. أهذا كرسي؟ لا هذا سرير. okay. أهذا ولد؟ لا هذا رجل. okay. من هذا؟ من هذا اسم الاستفهام, اسم استفهام للعقل. okay. So this is the questioning particle for the one with intellect. okay. Again, some examples. من هذا؟ هذا طبيب. من هذا؟ هذا ولد. من هذا؟ هذا طالب. okay. Some incorrect. من هذا؟ هذا كتاب. We cannot say من هذا for the inanimate object. من هذا؟ هذا قلم. okay. So even though these objects are masculine, we cannot use this questioning particle men لغير آكل, for something without intellect. okay. أهذا طبيب؟ نعم هذا طبيب. أهذا كلب؟ نعم هذا كلب. أهذا طالب؟ لا هذا طبيب. No, this is a doctor, not a student, a doctor. أهذا كت? Is this a cat? لا هذا كلب. okay. And this wraps up our explanation and our review of chapter 1, Dars al-Awwal. Inshallah, we'll see you on the next one. Inshallah, this was helpful and beneficial. If you have any questions, this is not a live class like the Al-Arabiya Bayna Yadayk, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Inshallah, I will respond to you. If you need any help, inshallah, I'll try to put some of these PDFs in the description so you can have the PDF for the Medina book, or better yet, I will just give you, I'll put a link to this site here, this Medina Mastering Medina from abdurrahman.org. okay. If you click on this Mastering Arabic, okay, it will give you the PDF for all 3 books, Medina book 1, Medina book 2, Medina book 3. okay. And there's some other beneficial PDFs here. okay. This is the Arabic solutions. This is the English key. There's one in Urdu. There's a DVD. I don't know what this is. There's some questioning handouts. I haven't really gone through these. I've just done the exercises from the book. And then these ones do not populate if you click on these, but there's an audio. okay. So you can click on the audio to hear the lesson, to hear how things are pronounced. So actually that one's going to be, that's going to be this one. okay. Not the one with the numbers, but if you come down here to this chapter wise audio, this Medina Arabic Shukri high quality MPG, that's this up here. okay. That's this up here. And
العربية أداة الاستفهام بمعنى I, Brother Gulshir Muhammad al-Shukri, is a house. هذا مسجد. This is a masjid. هذا باب. This is a door. هذا كتاب. This is a book. هذا قلم. This is a pen. هذا مفتاح. This is a key. هذا مكتب. This is a desk. هذا سرير. This is a bed. هذا كرسي. This is a chair. ما هذا؟ الكلمة ما معناها بالإنجليزية what. W-H-A-T.
okay. So they have here again some audio and some additional explanation. okay. Pretty much basically what I've explained to you in the lesson. But if you need an additional aid, okay, you can always just play back this video and listen and repeat everything as it's being read. Or if you really need it, you can always listen to the audio. There's some kind of ringing or something in the background, so it's kind of annoying, but hopefully not more annoying than my voice, inshallah. So again, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and inshallah, may Allah guide you, may Allah help you, may Allah make it easy for you, and may Allah may allow anybody who watches this to benefit from it. Bi-idhnillah, inshallah. We will return with lesson 2 when we come back. Bi-idhnillah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.